What's going on, everybody? Hey, hit that like, share, and subscribe. Let's build a food forest team. Everyone start making videos, start making gardens where you're at. And let's you know, if we don't grow food forests, there might not be enough food for us. At least they're used to the land. So, it's dry here. Super dry. I gotta get more water hardy plants in this area. Cactuses are all doing good. Got to get the water on here a little bit more, but I'm just taking chunks at a time. I've been working over here in this corner. It seems like if I start in a corner, I can kind of work my way. I started in that corner over there. Now I'm getting water and biochar and stuff over here, making this awesome compost bin. Well, since the last time we were together, I've planted maybe 50, 60 clones of different plants. Got some bamboo. Got some ground covering, flowering plants. Got a bunch of goji berries. Trying to get these roses to come back. They didn't like being in pots. Got a lot of ice plant succulent. My goal is to get enough succulents here so the gel plants start producing and holding ground cover and holding the water and keeping it cool. I've got this type of sage right here. It really smells good, but it holds it down. Out of many things I've tried, this is when you take a branch off, you poke it in, give it a little bit of TLC and some water, and it takes over. Lots of goji berries, lots of purslane, lots of bamboo to stop the wind. Planted a whole bunch of squash seeds. Here's a St. Pedro. Gotta love those. Thornless and thorny cactuses so that they're like dragon fruits here in the desert. The Nepali cactuses, these paddle cactuses here, they're kind of like the dragon fruit that works here. And they're bomb, man. I've collected a lot of different species, a lot of different colored flowers, and a lot of different shaped petals and thorns. Don't know all their name, but they're all similar, and they all make awesome fruits. Got a lemongrass here. It's going through some transplant shock. So here's the compost pit: biochar, pond vegetables, manures of all the animals: chicken, pig. Excuse me, not the pig. I haven't done pig since we got rid of them, but chicken, sheep, cow, guinea. Biochar. And so I cut the whole outside of this I planted squash. Haven't really sprouted yet, and a bunch of greens. But the whole outside of this is planted. There's some date palms right here. Heavy eaters, eventually going to make shade. There's a fig tree there. Probably cloning from them, and eventually this will just be the date palm area. But because there's so much water going in here, because I'm making this compost, and there's so much nutrition here, I'm trying to kickstart off what I can. Is like a keyhole compost in a desert, like concentrate. Here's a bunch of figs I cloned from branches. Now they got branches and stuff coming out now. They're going through a little bit of transplant shock. And then there's some succulent around it. Here's a type of artichoke. I'm letting them dry out a little bit, and then I'll open them up, and I'll go through and plant the seeds all the way around. Really good perennial, and I'm going to plant it on the outside so that as it grows, it kind of stops the wind. Because main thing here, around the outside where the wind is always coming from, this area, it dries this, makes it really hard to go. Start another biochar, going to get all this in there. You can see hugelkultur, so I buried some wood and a bunch of biochar in these pits, and then I started filling them in with potted plants. And you know, like there's a blue agave and two beautiful squashes. That's an Egyptian walking onion right there. Amazing. See, it's even got the baby onions coming on it. So once those mature a little bit, they make bulbs on it. I'll be able to take these and plant 1, 2, 3, 4 new onions from it, and it's a perennial. It'll just keep going, pumping off baby onions. So eventually, Egyptian walking onions are going to be a weed here. Got that same sage, hugelkultur. Here's a pomegranate tree and some goji berries. Got some dill. This is a datura plant. So I'm planting some datura because they have giant flowers and attract pollinators, and then they hold it down. Yeah, they are a toxic plant, but they're really beautiful. So food and medicine plants. Another date palm in here. Oh no, excuse me, not date palm. These ones are the I can't remember the name. It's got a purple flower. It smells like honey. Anyways, they grow the Texas lilac maybe. So I got another either a Mexican palm or a date palm. I'll have to see once its leaves either spread out the next set, but I think this one might be a Mexican fan palm, and then that'll make shade in this area. So it'll be really nice to just chill in here. Then we've got tobacco and we've got another pomegranate tree and some plantain, a date tree, a Nepali cactus I laser engraved. I have a laser engraver and it's been really fun. You see this date palm here is gonna do good. Here, over here's another date palm right here, and another one from seed, and this is a tobacco plant. And so where I have this drip line, I'm gonna try to make it a full garden the whole way. Been prepping the soil, been adding nutrients, letting it soak in. This was all really tall, this gum plant here. It was all here and I used it to cover the beds. So and then it grows back and I just keep chopping, dropping it as I can. But you can see in this little garden area right here, I've been working on all these pots were full of clones, figs, pomegranates, dates from seeds, a whole bunch of pots. It's been awesome. It's been a lot of work. Been digging a lot. Got a couple out there in different places too, strategically. But I'm really focusing on, like, let's take over this area here and make that magic happen. Well, oh, and here's the asparagus. As I just started watering over here, this asparagus just came out. So this may have been a garden bed a long time ago, and that asparagus root was just waiting for the right time. So I took the spiny plants that I broke off while I was clearing some area, the yucca, and I kind of just made like a little shade, hugelkultur, and I put some biochar and some other seeds. So sunflowers are going to be popping out of here and some other things. Trying to feed them, get them other things they need so that these asparagus will start making asparagus berries, the little red berry fruits. That way I could start planting asparagus all over where water drips. Because I've seen where water just drips, if I plant the asparagus berries, asparagus fern will come up there all the time. Working on the hugelkultur and biochar. So the bigger logs, as you can see, I've been using for hugelkultur. They're full of fungus and all kinds of good little microbes, and they make shelter for lizards to come and eat the pest bugs. But now I'm going to take this biochar, because I've been turning it for a couple weeks and adding to it this compost here with the blue shovel. I'm going to be taking that, I'm going to be top dressing a lot of these beds and spilling it into the path. And then the path every day I get more cardboard from a store at the corner, and I get a truckload of cardboard every day. So I've been using this mulch, this carbon, and it's really helped. I mean, you can see, I mean, it's a little unsightly. If I had wood chips, I would do wood chips, but would use what you can, when you can, where you can, and permaculture it up, you know. Build a team around it, find other green thumbs, invite them over, do a potluck, you know. And my goal is I'm figuring out what works here, and I'm making this into a nursery of thousands of goji berries and figs and pomegranates and grapevines, so that this area could be like not only a food-producing food forest, but a nursery to start other food forests in the community here. Well, really appreciate if you've spent all this time to the end of the video, and God bless you. May grace follow you, amazing grace, and more to come. Aloha.